Hello everyone. Today we will be discussing digital information and technology in the classroom. How to use safe, legal, and ethical digital information and technology in the classroom has been a question every teacher and parent has asked themselves. The internet is no longer a reliable, safe source of information. Our first topic we'll address is safety. Cyberbullying on social media websites has become a concern in regards to the safety of our students. Cyberbullying has gotten worse over the years. Bullies feel anonymous behind a computer screen and can post pictures or comments to hundreds of people with the click of a button. As educators, we can help eliminate cyberbullying by educating the students on the harmful effects, establishing rules and regulations about technology and information, and informing the students about being smart about what they post. www.stopbullying.gov/cyberbullying is a resource that parents and teachers can use to help educate their students about what cyberbullying is and how to prevent it. The next concern we have regarding safety is online predators. Online predators is a major concern, and everyone has heard the stories about men messaging young girls and trying to build a relationship with them. It happens more than we think.
Meeting a teen girl online is actually pretty easy. You can go into any chat room and just start talking. Most of the girls are usually so insecure and desperate for
attention from older guys is totally flattering. They're so much more mature and understanding than the guys my age.
Age actually works to my advantage. They like to brag to their friends that they're dating an older guy, so I just play along and pretend I'm really interested.
In the same things I am. You can talk forever and really get to know someone without worrying about looks or whatever. That's the best thing about
chatting seems unthreatening to them, so they lower their guard. After a while, I start talking about how we're soulmates and how lucky we are to have found each other.
Other people don't understand. I know what I'm doing. If you really care about each other, there's nothing wrong with
meeting them is the goal. Once I get them out of their house, well, that's when things get really interesting.
Online predators know what they're doing. Do you?
Now continuing on with our presentation, parents and teachers need to both look for the red flags, such as children withdrawing, receiving gifts from unknown sources, or getting phone calls, especially unusual phone calls where you don't know who they are. In the article, Internet as a Safe Haven and Social Shield, authors Gomez, Franco, E. Sevilla, and Sedin say that parents need to be aware that the lack of communication in the home can lead to children trying to compensate by going online. This is a huge problem for many parents because I know that everyone gets busy and not everyone can always sit down and have dinner together, but parents really need to focus on communicating with their children, and teachers really need to work on helping to build that relationship with their students so that students don't need to compensate that communication by going online. Using the internet legally is one of the district's main concerns. Teachers need to be aware of copyright laws. They cannot reproduce or display work of another teacher, artist, photographer, etc. This is especially important in computer classes, where students design websites or presentations. The legal trouble that the schools can get in for copyright isn't worth it. www.teachingcopyright.org is an organization that has a lot of information about copyright laws that teachers can use. They can also find out more information regarding the copyright laws And those are all listed on that website right there, and it's also on your handout. Ethical use in the classroom can't be taught overnight. Educators must work with the children to develop ethical digital use. Computer class can help teach the children positive internet usage, as well as how to properly use a lot of softwares that are on the computer. Teachers should collaborate with the computer's teachers within the schools to develop lessons to help teach ethical digital use. Research says that 65.8% of young people use the internet to listen to music and 35.5% use it to watch television. That was also in the article, Internet as a Safe Haven and Social Shield. And as a school, we need to make sure that the music and shows that the students watch or listen to on the school devices is appropriate, because it's our responsibility as a school to keep clean material on the school devices. Parents also need to work with teachers to help ensure that the information that is on the computer is also clean and appropriate. Teaching ethics. What is acceptable in the schools, and how can we teach ethical use of the internet in the classroom? Teachers can easily integrate usage into their lessons. Teachers first need to determine what is acceptable, what can the students do on their devices. Then they need to make a technology policy for their classroom. This policy needs to have restrictions and consequences for the students when the technology is not used properly. And next, and on top of establishing a policy, teachers also need to be evaluating the websites that are being used in their classroom. I know that many teachers usually just get on Google and Google a website, but with today's search engine, and especially some of the ads and stuff that pop up on certain websites, it's really smart to really plan ahead on your lessons and make sure that all of the websites that you're using are appropriate, because we really need to be modeling for the children how to use technology, especially in the classroom, and use it appropriately. The next thing that you can do is, when you're doing research papers, assign websites for the students to use instead of just having the students find the information themselves. This can help eliminate the students from exploring various websites that may contain inappropriate material. So for an example, if you were doing a history report on George Washington, the teacher needs to be giving the students a list of, say, 3 to 5 websites that the teacher has already been on and approved of and given to the student for them to find the material on that website. That way the students aren't, again, roaming around the internet. That way they know exactly where they need to go, and the information that they can find will be on that website. Lastly, parents and teachers, we really need to be combining safe, legal, and ethical digital information and technology into our classrooms and homes. We can do this easily by creating a safe digital environment for our children. We need to be establishing policies, rules, and regulations within our classroom and our homes to help our children maintain a safe environment. Teachers and parents both need to be aware of the safety concerns that are involved with the internet. Cyberbullying, again, is another huge problem that has come up recently, and online predators. Cyberbullying can be stopped simply by informing your children about the effects of cyberbullying and how it can really be harmful to others, and that we really need to be careful about what we post on social media websites. Online predators are obviously a huge concern, and parents can help eliminate those risks by knowing what your child's doing on the internet and making sure that they stay out of those chat rooms, and that if they do have someone messaging them, say on Facebook or Twitter, etc., that they are ignoring those and just deleting them and not responding to those. Legally, our teachers need to be especially careful about the copyright laws that are involved with using technology in the classroom. Certain websites, such as teachingcopyright.org, can help the teachers to know exactly what they can and can't be doing in their classroom as for copyright, because they cannot be reproducing or displaying the work of another teacher, artist, photographer, etc. Lastly, again, the ethical use of technology in the classroom isn't going to happen overnight. Yeah, we are definitely going to have to be modeling proper ethics and how to use technology, and not abusing the gift that technology has given us in our classrooms. We need to be using it for educational purposes and not using it just to be watching TV shows or playing music, because technology can enhance our lessons so much, but we need to be sure that we're using that appropriately and in the right ways. So again, just be smart on the internet and be sure to really make sure that we know what our children are doing on the internet. And that is my presentation over digital information and technology in the classroom. Thank you.